Chloe vs. History is going extremely viral right now, so I decided to make my own version of it. This is where all the power is right now. Konnichiwa. Did I just... yeah, okay, I'm basically local now. And this whole thing took me less than 20 minutes to make. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the simple workflow behind it, while also giving you the tips and tricks that will make your AI videos look better than 99% of people. But first, we need to make sure we build the structure and the story for the video. This is the foundation that everything else gets built on top of. And to do it really quickly, I'm going to use Claude. Now the process is quite simple, and I've already done the hard work for you by building a prompt template, so every time you want to make one of these history type AI videos, you already have it ready. So if you want to use it, you'll find it in the description down below, along with all the assets that we're using in this tutorial. But now let's see what it actually has inside. As you can see, the first thing we ask for is a 60-second AI history vlog, and we want it on YouTube. Then we tell it the exact history location, which in my case is Kamakura, Japan. Next, we have the time period, which for this example is 1250 AD. And because the AI video generator also needs to know the person who's going to film the vlog, I created a section called Creator. This is where you describe your own AI influencer. And because in this video, it's just going to be me, I'm leaving it as Yuri. Then here's the section called Vibe, which describes the mood we are going for in the video. You can go with a bunch of different options here, depending on what emotion you want the video to give off. And then we have the camera style. All of these are the key pieces of information Claude needs, so it can give us back every image and video asset that we'll create later on. So here's the prompt I'm going to use for my case. And now let's hit the button and see what we get back. As you can see, there's a lot going on here. So let's start with this scene breakdown. It gave us 8 different scenes, which is honestly crazy. This would probably take me at least 30 minutes to come up with on my own. But with Claude, we got it back in a few seconds. So our video starts with the hook, then it brings in some B-roll. After that, it moves into the first real scene, where my character is walking through that old Japanese market street. And then it keeps going with the rest of the scenes, which we'll see later on. Now, one more important thing it gave us is the dialogue and the voiceover directions for each scene. So we'll put all of those together once we start generating. So with just one prompt, we've got the whole vlog planned out before we've even opened a single generation tool. But now that we have the story, we need to start building the pieces that go into the actual video. And we'll start with the character. And for this, as well as for all the image and video generations, I'm going to be using Higgsfield. It has all the models and features you need to create professional looking videos. So if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description down below. So once you're inside, you'll see this homepage. And in order to create our character, we need to go to Cinema Studio, which you'll find in the top bar. So let's select that, and for the model, we're going to choose Nano Banana 2. I'll set the quality to 4K and then use the plus button on the left to upload a reference image of myself. And for the prompt, I'll simply say, create a multi-view character sheet of this person, no text. Then let's press generate. It gave us 5 different shots, each one with a different angle of my face, which makes a big difference for the video generator later, because now it knows exactly how I look from every side. But what's really cool is that it even gave us close-ups of specific parts of the face, like the eyes, the mouth, and the ears. But now, we actually have a problem. Because in the video you saw at the beginning, I was wearing a traditional outfit from that period in Japan. Now I could just create an image with the outfit that I want and use that as a reference in the video generator. But this is the method that beginners use, and it's not that reliable when you care about these smaller details. So what I'm going to do instead is create a new character sheet, but this time with me already wearing the exact outfit I want. So here's the prompt I'll paste in, and here's what came out after the generation. As you can see, the character looks exactly like me, but now we have the traditional outfit we're going to use inside the video. It even added a little ponytail, which fits the traditional Japanese outfit really well. And the best part is that not only does it look amazing with all the texture and detail like the sandals on my feet, but we also don't have to worry about weird changes happening between the clips. And so I'd recommend doing this every time you change a person's outfit. Instead of using 2 reference images, one with your character sheet and one with the outfit you want, just take the extra step and make a fresh sheet with your character already wearing it, because it makes a big difference in quality. Now before moving on, I'll show you how to save these 2 sheets as character references. First, download the images and go to the left side panel and click on Elements, then click on New Element, upload the images, and when the upload is finished, name the image, then select Character for the category, and you're done. But now that we've got the character ready, there's one more essential asset we need to create to keep our videos consistent from start to finish. And I'm talking about the locations. For my video, I'll have 4 different places to create. And to make these, I'm just going to stay in Cinema Studio, pick cinematic locations from the model selector, and go from there. Because Higgsfield trained this feature on cinematic footage only, which means that even if you screw up the prompt, you'll still get a high quality shot that looks straight out of a movie. I'll keep the resolution to 4K, and the prompt for the first location is this one. You can pause and read through it, but the key detail is the location, which is Kamakura, Japan. I also added the time period, and I generated this prompt using Claude in the same chat where we built the story and the strategy earlier. And you can do the exact same thing. Now let's have Cinema Studio generate it and see what we get back. Well, this first one already has a really realistic feeling to it because the lighting came out a bit darker, which makes it look like one of those old documentaries. So it definitely nailed the historical look I was going for. Now let's move on to the second location, which is going to be a busy market. So I leave all the settings exactly the same and just swap in this new prompt. And here is what it gave us back. It's really realistic and cinematic, but what I like the most is that it actually respected the prompt. The place looks like old Japan, and everyone's wearing those old-fashioned clothes, which is exactly what I was looking for. And I'll do the same thing for the third and the fourth location. And here's how they look. For the courtyard, I'd say it really feels calm and neat, and all the colors look extremely natural, which is something the AI sometimes struggles with. Because as you can see, the trees aren't that over bright green or yellow you usually get, which is the thing that instantly makes an image look like AI. This one looks more like a photo you'd take with your iPhone. And then there's the hillside temple. I made this one feel colder and more serious on purpose to show what Japan was like a few hundred years ago. So it really nailed the mood I was after. And to save the locations, we follow these same steps as we did with the characters. The only thing that changes is that we save them as locations. And now that we've got the character and all the locations we need, we don't have to worry about any inconsistencies inside our video. Which brings us to the next step, combining them all together and finally creating the video generations. And the first scene we're going to generate is the hook. So let's head into the video section inside Higgsfield, and this time select Seedance 2.0 as the video generator model. It is one of the strongest models out there right now, and it is really good at handling natural movement and showcasing human emotions, which makes it a perfect fit for what we are making. Now, before we can even write a prompt, we actually need to add the 2 image references we created earlier to make sure the video stays consistent from start to finish. So we'll add the modern character sheet and the temple gate location. Then we write the prompt for the hook, which we got from Claude. As you'll see, the camera needs to feel a bit shaky because my character is filming himself like in a real traveling vlog. So if it looks like a perfect cinematic shot where everything is in place, it'll come across as a polished AI clip. So let's see how it handles that. Now for these settings, I'll go with 1080p and 16:9 for the ratio. And I'll also make sure that the audio is on, so that Seedance can create the ambient sound itself. Then let's generate.
I'm in ancient Japan, 1250 AD, and everyone's going somewhere together.
And right away, you can see the camera moves just a little, exactly like someone holding it in their hand, which is what makes it feel real. But the detail I like the most is that the phone in my other hand has its camera on, and you can actually see things changing on the little screen. Little details like that are what make the difference between AI slop and something that actually goes viral. However, not every scene needs these small imperfections. So between the talking clips, we drop in some nice clean shots of Kamakura. For these, we only attach the locations with no character sheet at all. So I'll paste in this prompt. What really stands out here is how smooth the movement between the locations is. But now, let's get back to the talking scenes. The next one uses the same setup as the hook, so we'll upload the modern character sheet and the market street as the image references. Then I'll use this prompt, and here is what we get back.
I should probably change into something more familiar.
This time, everyone glances at me as I walk past in my modern clothes. And the reaction is spot on, because they're all looking at me exactly the way someone back then would if they saw a guy in a polo shirt talking to a camera. It's actually really funny. So I figure it's about time to change into something that actually fits in. And the second I step back out, I'm wearing the Kosode robe. So here, we swap the reference from the modern character sheet over to the period one we made earlier. Same face, but a completely different outfit. And because we already made a sheet for the outfit earlier, the swap comes out clean instead of the AI trying to force the two looks together. For the location, I bring in the temple courtyard, and I'll paste in this prompt. And here's what we get back.
Okay, I actually don't hate this.
The outfit looks exactly like the one we built in the character sheet, and that is the real power of doing it this way. You don't get any of those small shifts that usually throw off the consistency across clips. Now the next one is the longest talking clip, where I'm presenting the market in a really natural way, just like those travel vlogs you see everywhere. Then a vendor catches my eye and says konnichiwa, and I say it right back. So I'll drop in this prompt, and here's the result.
So Kamakura in 1250 is basically the capital of samurai Japan. This is where all the power is right now.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa? Did I just... Yeah, okay, I'm basically local now.
And the funny part is that little exchange with the seller, because like I mentioned, Seedance is really good at showing emotion on the face, so I actually look happy talking to him, and that small thing is what makes the whole scene feel believable. One thing to watch out for is when it suddenly switches to a different language. When the clip goes from English to Japanese for that konnichiwa, Seedance handles it a bit differently every time you generate it. The timing or the pronunciation of the word can shift from one run to the next, so this is one you might have to generate a couple of times before it comes out clean. And this clip is the one up on the hillside. A samurai in full armor walks past behind me. I glance back and react, and then I pan the camera over the whole city for the final line. We attach the period sheet and the hillside location, same as before, and I'll paste in this last prompt.
Bro, did you see that? Full armor, sword, everything, just casually walking around like it's nothing. This is what the most powerful city in Japan looks like in 1250. Nobody here knows this place disappears in 250 years.
And what I like here is how well it understood what we were going for, because the camera shakes a little again, exactly like a guy filming himself while he's walking, and that's the thing that keeps the whole shot feeling real. So now we've got all 8 scenes generated, and they all look like one continuous day, in the same city with the same person. But if you played them back to back right now, you'd notice something feels off the second anyone starts talking. And the thing that's off is the voice. Because every single clip that came out of Seedance has its own random AI voice that doesn't sound anywhere near like me. So to change that, I'm going to use the audio tab inside Higgsfield. And once we get inside, you'll see we have this feature called Change Voice, which swaps that random voice with my own cloned one. Now I'll do this for every clip where I'm actually talking, so I don't really need it for the B-rolls, since there's no voice inside those anyway. So let me show you how I do it for one clip. Down at the bottom, you can choose a voice or add your own by clicking on Create Custom Voice. Since I've already added mine, I'll just select it, upload the reference video, and hit generate. I'm in ancient Japan, 1250 AD, and everyone's going somewhere together. It finally sounds like me. So now let's drop all of the generations we made into CapCut and place them on the timeline. I'll do any modifications that are needed, like trimming a part here or there, and once it's finished, I'll export it at 1080p. And here's the full vlog that we created. I'm in ancient Japan, 1250 AD, and everyone's going somewhere together. I should probably change it to something more familiar. Okay, I actually don't hate this. So Kamakura in 1250 is basically the capital of samurai Japan. This is where all the power is right now.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa? Did I just... yeah, okay, I'm basically local now. Bro, did you see that? Full armor, sword, everything, just casually walking around like it's nothing. This is what the most powerful city in Japan looks like in 1250. Nobody here knows this place disappears in 250 years. It's honestly really impressive that we went from nothing to this in less than 20 minutes, and all of this is possible because of Higgsfield and its features. So if you want to create your own history-style AI videos, go sign up to Higgsfield using the link in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.